Hello and welcome to the show. This is Hot Sports Today. I'm your host, Sam Danneberg, and today we're digging into the NFL overtime rule, which sudden death aspect has provided much scrutiny over the years. To do so, I'm joined by fanatic football fans and NFL insiders Reagan Hubbard and Alex Trader. Reagan, to kick us off, tell us a little bit about the problems of the rule.
Yeah, so pretty much whenever an NFL team goes into overtime, they flip a coin, and whoever wins that coin toss, they choose if they want possession of the ball, which they always choose to have possession. If they score, the game ends, which to me just doesn't make any sense, because if a game is going to come down to being that even between two NFL teams, I think doing it based off who scores first or if they score makes it more about luck and not so much about which team actually is better.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think if you're looking at it, she mentioned leaving it up to a coin toss. Not only are you leaving the fate of the game up to a coin toss, you're leaving your audience's money up to a coin toss. CNBC had a survey this year asking Americans, hey, would you consider gambling, or are you planning on gambling in any form on the NFL this season? And over 45 million of them said yes. That's a large chunk of the American population. And with it not being legalized everywhere, but being legalized in some key states across the United States, you're accepting $270 million in revenue. You can't just play with people's money, and putting people's money up to a coin flip is not something that a major corporation like the NFL can afford to be doing.
Over the years, a lot of teams that have gone into overtime, it's came out and the wrong team, and honestly, in all honesty, the wrong team has won. And they've won because of this luck. A lot of fans today are saying that they need to change the ruling up, and a lot of people are looking towards the old college football rules. Do you guys think that would help the league?
I think that would be the only thing to make sense, is to give both teams the opportunity to score like they do in college. And there would probably be some different outcomes to some games that we've seen. Yeah,
and there's no better overtime system than what the old college football rules had. In the NFL, like Reagan mentioned, you'd be hard-pressed to find someone not giving the universal receive signal. In college football, you're deferring because you want to be able to see what that first team did, and whether you need to, hey, we need to go drive in, score, and get a 2-point. We need to go score, get that extra point up, or we just need to get a field goal to win or tie the game. I think there's more strategy provided into that than there is luck, and that's what makes it so much better.
The current overtime rules, while it's given its fair share of problems with the results, you have to admit that those last few minutes of football, when it's sudden death and the first team to score wins, those are some of the most intense moments of the game, especially on the defensive side when they're doing everything they can to get that ball back to the offense, because if they don't, they're losing the game.
Agreed. I think it makes it a very exciting, nerve-wracking, overwhelming time before the coin toss. So that is definitely a really cool part of whenever it goes into overtime. I just think that afterwards, the outcome isn't fair enough to base it off that.
And with that intensity, you're also getting kind of some foregone conclusions. When you see a team like the Ravens, who have been hot the entire second half, get the ball to start overtime, you're gonna say, hey, well, this game's over. The Colts aren't even going to get a chance to drive down the field and go ahead and keep themselves in this game. And that, I think, is the real issue that a lot of NFL fans have.
Exactly. All right, that'll do us for the show. This has been Hot Sports Today. I've been your host, Sam Danneberg. Thank you again to our guests, Reagan Hubbard and Alex Trader. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.